Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name's Elizabeth and today I'm going to be doing a video on career advice I wish I had gotten before I started college. And so I'm just going to jump right into it. I have a list here and I'm just going to tell you a little bit about each of them. The first piece of advice I wish I would have gotten is to consider life after college. You want to pick a degree that you love, but also something that's practical, that has a lot of options, because if you get to the end of your 4 years and you're suddenly like, oh my gosh, I can't do anything with this unless I continue on in grad school, which is what I have right now. I can't really do anything with my degree, which is exercise science, until I continue on to grad school for physical therapy. So if I changed my mind and did not want to go to grad school anymore, I would kind of be stuck. So you have to consider options like that. You want to pick something you like, but also something that's very practical in the future. The second point I have is that you have to remember that there are careers outside of standard degrees. What I mean by this is sometimes you have to do a little soul searching. So yes, you can major in art or graphic design or something, but then art doesn't just mean you're going to be a painter. Art could be you're going to go into clothing design, or you're going to design houses, or you're going to help be the person who works with the construction workers, who helps design the functionality of a building with what looks good and what does not look good and what's practical and what's not practical. And so just because you're going into art doesn't mean that, a lot of people say that that's a stupid thing to major in, but it'll teach you so much and it'll set you up with the great resources to get into a career that you do love. I also was never told before I started college that trade schools still exist, so you could go and learn to be a carpenter or an electrician or a mechanic or something, because those people make a lot of money, because a lot of young people don't know that they can still go into that. And you don't really go to college for it, but you can go to a trade school for it, and there's your job, Those people are very, very, very needed. And no one ever told me that, I could do that. Also with makeup and hair, I'd never realized I literally could go into that because no one ever told me. But people literally book appointments for hair months in advance. So number 3 is consider grad school. If you do want to be competitive when you go out into the real world and get a job, sometimes an extra degree helps. You want to be sure that if you're thinking about that you look into what's required for grad school. You get all your required classes, you get the correct GPA you need, because sometimes grad school can be very, very, very competitive. You just want to make sure that you're prepared from the beginning if you're even considering it, because once you get to the end, you'll be like, oh my gosh, I graduate next semester and I don't have the classes I need. That's not me, but. Number 4, it is okay if you do not graduate on time. If you were supposed to graduate in May of 2017, but you're not because you're behind, that is okay. Life goes on. It's no big deal. You'll get there eventually. You're on your own schedule, and that's fine. There is no rush. Graduate eventually, probably, but there's no rush to get it done when everyone else in your high school graduating class does. Number 5 is choose a career that you love, but also something you can make money from. Everyone told me growing up that you had to choose something that you love to do so you won't work a day in your life. I don't think that's very true. I think that you have to choose something. For me, physical therapy is going to be something that I really enjoy, but it's going to be my moneymaker. Photography, on the other hand, is something that is my absolute passion, but it's not going to make me a ton of money, just doing how I do it now, casual photo shoots here and there. So, yes, I am growing to love physical therapy. I love working with my patients. I love working with people. So I know that I'm going to like the profession. It's not something that I love and I'm super passionate about going to work every day and being there and all that, but I have photography on the side to provide me that passion, extra happiness. So I think you need to focus on finding something that you love that can make you money, and finding something that's your passion that you do on the side for just fun. I think that it's totally okay if those are different things, because for the majority of people, they are different things. And eventually, once you get farther along in your career and in your life, you can merge them maybe, or pick up more of the passion side instead of the work side. But until then, I think that that's completely normal that they be different. I don't think you should be so focused on finding that one thing that you love and making that your career. I think you can have two aspects of your life. You know, like that girl in the taco commercial who's always like, why not both? Like, why not both? Do them both. You can do it. It's fine. Number 6, I think that everyone is so convinced that you either need to move out of your house and get your own apartment or something, or you need to stay living at home all 4 years of college. I think everyone is pretty much black and white on that. But I think like you should definitely go to school in-state, because in-state tuition is so much cheaper. It's great. They'll still give you scholarships, and it's like, if I could have done that at first going to school in-state, I totally would have. I didn't even think of that, but you should totally go to school in-state is my first piece of advice on that. But I think you should also move away from home for your first year. I think that really like builds you up as a person, helps you grow up, helps you see what the world is like outside of like living under mom and dad and that little protective roof over your head. I think it kind of puts things in perspective. And I think after the first year you can move back home, which is what I did. It gave me a chance to grow up. It gave me a chance to be on my own and make friends and become a little bit more responsible. But I think it makes me appreciate being at home now, because I live with my parents still, and it's helpful to save money on rent, because when I go to grad school I'm going to be moving out for good. And so saving this money these like 3.5 years that I have since I'm graduating late, it's been awesome because I don't have to worry about paying rent and losing all of that money. I think it's also important to make friends the first semester that you're at college, which brings me to point 7, that remember in college you were there to learn, but it's easier to learn if you have friends. Don't go crazy and put school on the back burner and not worry about getting good grades or doing your homework or studying for tests or anything, but get friends who will build you up in the way that you guys can study together. You can still go out on the weekends and have fun and relax. I don't have very many friends from college. I didn't make any. I wasn't very social my first few weeks of school, and then when I transferred, I literally didn't have any friends because I was a junior going into college, and it was crazy. So I think that you should really, really, really strive your first month of school to be open, be sociable, be nice to people, in those Facebook groups that they set up. Like people's stuff, comment on them, message them. It makes you just feel like an outgoing person, so that when someone recognizes you from your picture later, they're more likely to at least come up to you if you're the one who's too shy to do it, because you'll be a friendly face that's nice and they'll want to be your friend too. Everyone wants to make friends, and so you're all in the same boat. But yeah, those are my pieces of advice that I wish I would have known before starting college, choosing a college, and choosing a career path. I wouldn't change anything in my life now, but I think that I wish I would have had that advice before so I could decide what I wanted to do with it then. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know if you guys want to see some other college advice videos, because I feel like going through and transferring and being younger, starting out college, and all sorts of things that I did along the way really opened my perspective to what college is and the do's and don'ts of it. So if you guys want to see any more videos, just let me know down in the comments below. Remember to give this video a big thumbs up. Check out some of my other videos and subscribe to my channel. I really appreciate that. I try to put out new videos every week or every other week. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you next time.